There's something almost disappointing about Jonah's obedience. After everything that's happened, the storm, the fish, the prayer, you might expect a transformed prophet with a softened heart and a renewed sense of compassion. But when Jonah finally goes to Nineveh, what we get is the absolute bare minimum. He walks into the city and he delivers a warning. It's short, it's blunt, there's no appeal, no explanation. It doesn't offer a single bit of hope. He doesn't linger, he doesn't plead, he doesn't seem invested in the outcome at all. And yet, the city responds. Nineveh repents. From the king down, they turn. God sees it and God relents. Mercy flows anyway, all through Nineveh. That detail matters because it disrupts a story we like to tell ourselves. We often assume obedience only counts if it feels wholehearted, that God waits for enthusiasm, that sincerity of emotion is a gatekeeper for usefulness. Jonah's story refuses that idea, though. Jonah obeys reluctantly and God still works. That doesn't excuse Jonah's posture. We've dealt with that, but it does reveal something important about God. God's faithfulness is not dependent on our emotional readiness. He works through obedience even when the heart lags behind. He doesn't wait for Jonah to feel generous towards Nineveh before extending mercy to them. This is where the story meets us in some uncomfortable ways. Some of us delay obedience because we're waiting to feel better about it. We're waiting for the resistance to fade, waiting for our emotions to align, to want to do what God is asking us to do, waiting for clarity that feels warm instead of costly. But Jonah shows us that disobedience doesn't require full emotional resolution, it just requires trust. At the same time, the story doesn't let us confuse reluctant obedience with maturity. Jonah does what God asks, but his heart is still guarded. He goes on, but he doesn't go with God. Obedience happens, but transformation is still unfinished. That tension is important for us to realize because God can work through your obedience even while he continues to work on you. You don't have to be emotionally settled to be faithful, but you also shouldn't confuse movement with surrender. And so here's the invitation for today. Stop waiting to feel right before doing what God has already made clear. Take the next step, even if it feels awkward or unresolved. And at the same time, stay open to the deeper work God wants to do in you as you go. I encourage you to sit with this question today. What obedience are you postponing while waiting for your attitude to improve? Thanks for spending a few minutes with me before the noise today. And don't forget, God doesn't wait for perfect hearts to move. He meets us where we obey and keeps shaping us along the way. He loves you more deeply than you can possibly imagine. I'll see you tomorrow.